So, ooh, this is gonna be one interesting topic, okay? And I'm kind of trying my best to brace myself because I think that this is like I have shared bits and pieces of this story before, but I don't think that I've ever actually like full blown went live with this information before. So it's definitely bound to be interesting, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds to jump on, so that will give me an excuse to kind of get myself together. Okay. All right. Ding. All right. So, mm, I think that this topic is interesting because there's so many people who have been going through things, and I just want to share my story. Like, if I can just be honest, um, I don't want to lie. I don't want to fabricate it. I don't want to try to come off as if I'm something that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of just want this to be real. Like, see, I'm not even wearing no earrings and none of that. Like I should though, right? I should put in my earrings. I'm gonna put in my earrings. So just for show, I'm gonna put in my earrings because I think it's so important for like everybody go live. And yeah, I can go live about tarot readings and stuff all day. And I can give all the advice that I like to give. But it's something amazing about when you have your own story and when you have been through some things. People will never understand your reason for doing the things that you like to do if they've never been in your place. So many people will judge you and talk down to you because they don't get it. Like they don't understand. They haven't been where you guys have been. So for me, I don't know about every other tarot reader or every other astrologer or other people that like to give advice online, but for me, shit about to get real. Like I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Um this is what made me want to turn to astrology and what made me question my theology and question my religions and that type of thing because I have been through so much. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a few more seconds and then I'll begin. Okay, all right. Yeah, a bitch got to drink because I mean, it's that deep. So, guys, let's get started. So, I have always had this whole like idea of like on a spiritual plane and what my life is gonna be like, and I have always been interested in weird things, what most people will call weird, strange, out of the box, elusive, and I was the type to always walk up to a psychic and go, "Hey, what do you think about my life?" I was always that type of person, and I didn't care what people thought. I was just always interested in that type of thing. So even as a child, I always had these different visions and dreams, but I've never envisioned myself being homeless for so long. And I want to take this time to encourage others. Like, if you guys are going through the type of situation where you are like without housing or without anything that you really feel strongly about, like you are without housing, without a job, or without the proper income that you need to be able to get by, I would like to encourage encourage you to keep pushing. Um, I found myself in a really strange situation. Like, I think it started mainly when like my mom was like, when my mom passed away. I was like 17. I was about 17 years old, and at that age, you think you know it all. You think you got it made. You think you got all the answers. You think you know what it's like to be 17 years old. You think you're grown. You think you made all the right choices. You know what it's like to pay bills, right? Like you think you know it all. And so when I was 17, and even after years of telling my mom that I knew that she was going to pass away, she didn't pay me any mind. In fact, she told me that, I shouldn't worry about it. So when I turned 17 and this shattered my world, I was in awe. And I wasn't too shocked because I already knew she was going to leave me. And believe it or not, my neighborhood judged me. Like, people called me many different things. They said that I was careless. They said that I was useless. They said that I was cruel because I didn't shed as many tears as everybody else. They said that I was unattached. I was disconnected, that I was disrespectful. And, coming from, being a spiritual person, you will always see things that other people don't see. So for me, knowing that my mom was going to die, for me, it was no big shock. What came the big shock was how I got treated after my mom passed away, right? I was left without a home, a stable home to attend. A year before my mom passed away, I did explain to my mom that I wanted to go to a different school because I didn't feel like the high school that I was attending was appropriate for me. They were really they just wasn't on my level. I'll just say that. Okay? Like, these kids was doing everything but calling themselves the name of Jesus, okay? Like, they was like really like showing themselves out, not attending class, disrespecting one another, okay? I just did not want to be a part of that type of crowd. And I remember begging my mom like a year before she passed away to send me to another high school, and she did not agree. I even walked out and said, "The hell with this! I'm gonna get me a job." And my mom was like, "No, the hell you're not. You're gonna go your ass to school or else." But I ended up staying anyway. Like, I ended up staying in that school anyway. And then a year later, my mom ended up dying on me, right? So with that being said, my siblings did the best they could, I guess. And I don't really feel like I ever really got the total support that I felt like I deserved. Like, being a teenager at that time, like, you don't know everything you think you need to know, and you will hope that somebody will come and send someone with enough heart and enough love will be there to rescue you, to guide you, and to comfort you. And I honestly can say I don't really think I got that in the first few years of receiving the news that my mom had passed away. I was actually out doing some more bad things, and I had gotten notice like, yo, like, you need to go home. And I was like, why? And they, and a friend of mine told me why. I was like, why do I need to go home? Why? They don't need me at home. They never came on my home anyway. Nobody pays attention to me. Like, that was my energy. When I was like 16, 17 years old, I didn't care because I didn't feel like nobody cared. Like, nobody gave a damn. So why should I give a damn? And I think that, at that time, everybody saw me as being like this aloof, disrespectful kind of teenager. And the reality is, I had no idea what was happening. But when I got home and I saw that my mom had died, I was like, oh, and to everybody else, it was a shock. But when you're a spiritual person and, God has given you a gift, you don't see this as a shock. You see this as God has already shown you what was going to happen. So mentally and even spiritually, you have already prepared yourself. The only thing that I was not prepared for was the outcome. Okay. I did not know how to properly, even though my mom taught me a lot about finances. Like, my mom had degrees galore. Okay. Like, master's degrees. She had a psychology degree, a sociology degree. My mom had master's in music, all kind of things. Okay. And you would believe, you would think that her children took after that. And honestly, I think only a few of us actually took after that. You know, we took it seriously, like education, right? But I was not shocked to know that my mom died. Like, I was not shocked. I was hurt, but I was not shocked. I knew it was going to happen because I had that vision. And so, leading up to me being homeless was hurtful because nobody prepared me for the outcome. Okay? Nobody told me, hey, listen, this can happen if your parents do not survive. Nobody told me this is what you need to do. Education is important. Nobody told me this is how you need to save money. Nobody told me, hey, this is how a woman takes care of herself. Nobody shared that news with me. Like, nobody told me a goddamn thing. I literally was brought up literally raising myself, because what people don't know is, even with having siblings, it doesn't mean that you guys are always close, and that, you know, they have this thing in the world where, oh, a person that has siblings can learn a lot faster than a person who doesn't have siblings. That's complete bullshit. Okay, my siblings didn't teach me a motherfucking thing, and even to this day, they cannot stand me because I say that. They did not teach me a fucking thing. Okay, and I hope they see this channel, but I'm dead ass serious. Like, they did not teach me a goddamn thing. It took me in my strive, like I said, when you know in your heart that you are spiritually ordained, do not allow no one to take that away from you. Do not allow anyone to call you crazy, that you are stupid, something is wrong with you, you need medication, something is wrong, you need Jesus. Like, don't listen to that. Okay? Because I have been through hell and back, and let me tell you, it did not take for me to go to a bunch of different religious houses, okay, to get my crap together. You know what helped me? Me believing in myself. Okay, and so I'm here to share this message with you because I was homeless for 8.5 years, and not because I didn't believe in God, not because I didn't believe in Jesus, and not because I didn't go to church or the masjid or the Kingdom Hall. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I was homeless for 8.5 years because I didn't have the tools on what it was like to succeed on your own. I did not have the tools. I was not guided. I was not corrected. I was not guided in the right direction. Nobody guided me. Okay? I was forced at a young age to just shut the hell up and get over it and grow up and deal with the process. You know? Nobody ever said, oh, it's okay to cry. So I grew up being cruel, being mean to my friends, and being disregarded to my loved ones and people I dealt with and I was dating. I was harsh. I was like, you can tell me shit? Shit, I raised me. I taught me how to make money, right? So enough with the sob story, right, guys? I simply want to share with you on how I learned to manifest the amazing thing that I have manifested, okay? And to you, it may not seem like much, okay? But I'm going to tell you how I went from being homeless to simply getting everything that I actually prayed for. When I learned, one, write this down if you're taking notes, okay? I've learned, one, prayer is a form of, prayer is just a form of your mind, okay? It's literally something that you think about, you're praying for, you're hoping for, and you're wishing for. It's just literally prayers of your thoughts of your attraction, things that you desire and that you want really, really bad. Okay? That is really all prayer is. Okay? And when I tell people the reason why I don't believe we should have to pray so much, they look at me like I'm crazy. So after my mom passed away, I ended up being homeless. Of course, my siblings did take me in. I mean, they weren't that cruel at the time because I had money, right? So, yeah, they didn't mind taking me in. I had money, so they wanted a piece of the bucks, right? So, of course, hey, she can come live with me. And even my dad, same thing. Oh, she can stay with me. No, but the difference between my dad and my siblings is my dad actually had a real excuse as to why he could not take me in, right? But my siblings, the one I looked up to, the one I thought that would have my back, they did not immediately have my back. In fact, they judged me. They called me crazy. They said I'm wild, too much to handle, and so on, so on. And maybe I was. But I'm not going to apologize for that because I was young and I was dumb and I didn't know any better. So the problem came when I turned 18. Actually, a few months before I turned 18, I ended up turning myself into a homeless shelter. Okay? A very popular homeless shelter. And I don't want to say their name for disclaimer reasons, but I ended up turning myself into a homeless shelter when I was a teen. And when I did that, that taught me everything that I needed to know. It taught me about responsibility. It taught me about being on time. It taught me about how sometimes you really do have to stand up for yourself. It taught me a lot. So I'm kind of glad at such a young age that I did go into the shelter. And then, of course, when I was about 18, when I was about 18, I had a situation that I'm not I'm not going to discuss that right now. But when I was 18, I had a situation that happened, and I had to leave the shelter and go to another shelter. And for all those years, literally from the time that I was 17 up until about the age of 24, I bounced from the shelter, friends' houses, sleeping on people's couches, sleeping on people's floors, sleeping on people's furniture, begging people for food, even dating different people just so they can buy me a meal. Like, I've been through some things. You understand what I'm saying? So this is beyond manifestation, okay? But somehow, deep down inside of me, I knew that I would make it out of this. I had it known in me. So I think my last time going to the most destined shelter that I went to was when I was about 18, going into my 19th year. Okay? And I met a group of great friends, and then we ended up traveling south. And we end up going to a place that would help us financially, that would give us bedding and room service and that type of thing. And even then, I had great people surrounding me. So I think the first key of manifesting your way out of homelessness is surrounding yourself around positive individuals, okay? People who share your ambition, people that completely understand you on every single level, people that sympathize and also empathize with your heart. They know your heart. They know that your heart has been broken. They know you have been through some things. And they're going to put you in perfect places, where you can be guided by the right people. So even after a year and a half later, now I'm in my 20s, now I'm turning 20, okay? I completely separated myself from these people, the group of friends I had, for not because of us or our friendship or anything, but because we all had different goals or whatever. But the thing is, I had my own goals. I wanted to finish school. Remember, my mom died when I was 17. I was literally about to graduate from high school. And because of all that bipolar depression bullshit, I did not get to walk down an aisle with my friends, and I didn't finish finish high school the way that I wanted to. So I ended up trying to achieve my GED and go to college and therefore it, right? So my whole thing is in the process of me doing all this, I'm meeting some amazing people. Like I'm meeting people that's all about God, some people that's all about manifestation, people that's like, look, sis, you gotta pray, you gotta manifest that thing no matter what happens. So aside from you acknowledging your situation and being grateful for your situation, because that is the power of and the allowance of things, right? Like we have to be comfortable with the allowing of a situation. And I think that between the years of me being like 18 to the age of 20, I have learned the art of allowing. I literally have accomplished that, right? And so what I did was I kept going to church. I kept reading books and I kept studying and I kept learning more about the human anatomy and the human body and the spirit and the soul and learning different religions and all that stuff. I got tapped deep down into that because I wanted to know what is the best way for me to come up out of this depression that I was going through. I mean, could you imagine you go from coming home to every day and somebody just completely snatch your home away? Like, that's some hurtful stuff, right? And so it took me years to try to learn. And even after me turning 21, it took me a very long time to get over the process. But something transitioned from me being age 17 going into me turning 21. I have literally now at that time had traveled 3 different states. I have met so many amazing people, so I guess tip 2 is to open your circle, right? To, they always say your network is your net worth is your network, right? So for me, at that age, I'm like, bet, I'm homeless. I don't know any better. I need these people. I need to contact these people. I need to be in tune with these people, right? These people were smarter than me, well educated more than me. They knew more than me. They had a lot more money than me. They had a lot more resources than me. They knew how to go live on YouTube and how to do different things. They supported my adventures, things that I loved. So it made sense when I traveled from New York to Atlanta and then LA, and then I had literally begun to, again, you start to learn more about yourself. And then I took my music seriously. Again, I'm tapping more into what the universe has for me. Because sometimes we think, you know what? It's no use in me doing my music. It's no use to me doing the things that I love because I'm going through too much, right? I think it was in California, like in LA, in Hollywood, where I've learned to bounce back. I think that's where I kind of somewhat found myself, because going from a place like New York City, you know how to survive. You're like, the hell with that. I'm hungry. I know I can pack bags. I know I can pack groceries. I know that I can grind, sell a couple of batteries or whatever. Like, I'm talking like early 2000s when like CDs was out and you could sell a couple of CDs and make a couple of dollars, or like you can make a quick meal and somebody will pay you like $30 for a meal, like anything, right? Like, so I already had it in me on how to be a hustler. So my thing was that like when I went to Atlanta, I had no clue what I was doing, right? Like I went to Atlanta, I was like, I bet. I don't know these people. I originally came with friends, but my friends went on intervention into their lives. I get it. But now I'm here by myself. What do I do? Do I give up on my education? Do I chase behind my friends and forget about my goals? I stuck there so I can complete my education, right? And then I kept traveling back and forth. Because again, I'm still young. I'm still trying to figure myself out, okay? So I'm back and forth Still trying to figure myself out. Still not sure what I'm doing. Until I got pregnant. I had no fucking idea. I'm laughing about it, but the shit was hurtful. I had no idea. It's like these days I never do have a fucking idea, by the way, but I had no idea. And then I was fucking pregnant, you know? And but here I am. I'm at work every day. I'm going to dancing studios because at that time, you know, I'm young. I'm trying to do my music. Again, I'm feeling myself because I'm about to go to California, okay? Like, they need to know what they about to see. So I'm prepping myself. I'm like, you know, I'm doing all these cool movements and stuff. And then out of nowhere, I started, like, you know, getting sick gradually. I didn't know. I had no idea. So when I found out I was pregnant, again, mind you, I'm still homeless though, okay? So I found out that I'm pregnant and it pisses me off. I was happy, but I was pissed off because I'm like, I am not in a fucking position of having a baby right now, right? Like I was pissed off, okay? But I was also happy because the situation ended up working out in my favor shortly. I was able to be secure for a while and had plenty of food, a nice house in Atlanta. It was beautiful, okay? And then the baby died, okay? It was a very painful experience. So with that put me back at square one. Now I can't stay in that beautiful house in Atlanta anymore. Now I'm back at the shelter. So now I'm homeless again. It was a very trying time. I'm talking about 8 years of like pain after pain after pain, struggle after struggle after struggle. Okay, that's some hurtful shit that like every time you turn around, there's another fuck up that's happening. It was some painful stuff. Okay, so then, I think like after that situation happened, I was very sad and I was very depressed for a while. I really was. And I ended up falling for the wrong type of guy. And for 2 years, I wasted my time. And then, because that ain't really much to talk about. It was a complete waste of my fucking time. And then I ended up, like, really digging in my music even more at that time, okay? You're talking to someone who would leave the shelter, like, in the middle of the night. I didn't give a fuck about rules, okay? They would be like, listen, you cannot leave here at the 9 p.m. And I would be like, whatever, dude. Like, fuck you. I got a show at, like, 11 o'clock. Like, bitch, I'm going. I did not care about their rules or if I would lose my bed. I did not care, okay? Not because I wanted to be homeless, but because my dream, I wanted to manifest this thing, okay? So in my mind, I had to keep going. I had to keep pushing, no matter if I was homeless, no matter if I was heartbroken, no matter if I had lost the baby or whatever. Like, in my mind, I had to keep pushing. So even while being homeless with the risk of losing my bed for that week and not knowing if I would ever have another bed to sleep on, like, I didn't give a damn. I was like, fuck that. Like, I know God will not leave me nor forsake me. I know that I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to be okay. I just kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept going, and I didn't care. And I would risk it every night, and I would argue with these people every single night, and they'll be like, listen, ma'am, you cannot keep leaving this shelter because you're going to eventually end up losing your bed. And I did eventually, okay? And then I'm laughing now, but at that time it wasn't funny. But I ended up meeting some more great people. I'm just trying to share with you guys on tip number 3 about never giving up. Of how the universe will continuously show you signs and how the universe will continue to guide you if you never give up, okay? You know how they always say faith without work is dead? Like, I did not care what these people were saying. I was like, the hell with you. I don't care. Like, I'm going to my show. These people need to hear me sing. They need to hear my music. I'm going to do this because one day I'm going back to California. I did not care what these people had to say. Like, I did not care. These people's like, ma'am, you're gonna lose your bed. And I did not care, for crying out loud. I did not give a fuck, okay? And I just kept doing it. Until I did lose my bed. And then up until one day, I stood outside and I had absolutely nothing to eat. And I had no money. And I had nowhere to go. There was not anyone that I can call. There was no one that I can run to, not even family. And it was the most heartfelt situation ever. Because I don't think that I've ever felt so lost and disregarded in my life. But that time around, I felt unloved. I felt like nobody cared. And I felt like what was the point? So I even at some point had psychotic episodes. I would go into the hospitals and be upset just so I can just have a night to sleep. Just because I wanted a bed to sleep in. Okay? So, because of that, I ran into many different situations and scenarios with different people who meant me no good. And I think that it wasn't until when I went to California that my life changed completely because I got pregnant again. And then that's a whole nother story that I'm not ready to talk about right now. But so much has happened, you know? So with those 8 years of like being homeless, I think the main 5 things that actually helped me manifest was, and it wasn't even ending yet, actually. I didn't even talk about my son, but when I was about 24, going into 25, I ended up getting pregnant with my son. And he was my miracle baby. Like, and at this time, I was still going through things, guys. I wasn't homeless at this time, but I was still going through things. And because I chose to live on my own, I did intend on going into a family shelter so I can, get a life for me and my son and do things and prep a life for me and my baby, that type of stuff, But I wasn't completely homeless when I got pregnant with my son, but that was also a huge life changer for me because between the ages of 23 and 25, I had no idea what it felt like to actually be a fucking adult, right? Like, think about it. From the age of let's be fair. Let's say from 18 until about the age of 22. To most of you guys, that probably don't seem like a lot. But it was a lot of heartbreaking situations that was happening to me. And I think that it took a lot of no's to get me here. Like, it took a lot of people to tell me, nope, you don't qualify. No, you can't get the job. No, you don't qualify for the house. No, you can't get the credit card. No, you cannot. It took a lot of no's for me to say, fuck this shit. Like, it took a lot for me to say, the hell with this, okay? And I think that me not wanting to lose my last child was the key. Like, I'm just like, I'm not having another miscarriage or an abortion. Like, I'm not doing that to my body, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to manifest this thing. So I did. I kept on praying. I went back so my whole theory between 2018 going into 2000 and no, not 2018. I'm sorry. From 2000 and it had to be the year of like I want to say 2007 because this was years ago. This is when I had to be like 17 years old. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So between like 2006 or 2007 all the way up until like 2008 or 2009, it was right around when Obama became president. And I remember me making that commitment to myself that I'm going to do better. So this is definitely right before my son was born. I was so committed to making a better life for myself. And I think that a part of me just got tired. So by the time that my son was born around 2013, I started to really be hard on myself. Like between 2011 and 2013, I became really hard on myself. I started pushing myself. So aside from believing in yourself and never giving up, it's about literally having faith. Because, like I said, they all say faith without work is dead, but they never tell you how to continue this level of faith, right? They don't tell you that you should continue to pray, that you should continue to manifest, that you should continue to watch your diet and take care of your bloodstream in your body, and how you should, because people don't understand. Like when you look your best, right, you will feel your best, and when you feel your best you look your best. So you have to take care of your body inside out, right? And around between like the early 2000s, like I was so skinny. Like I was like I had to be like at least 125 130. Like I was so small. Even in 2009 or 2008, like I was like 135 or something. Like I was really tiny. For me, like I'm 5'1.5" or 5'2" to some people, but to me, I was really small. Like I wasn't even a size 7 in jeans. Okay, like I was really tiny. I was barely eating because I was still suffering from the depression of my mom passing away. So I was still not really taking care of myself. But I noticed when I made that transition, like I said, when I started to slowly believe in myself and I held on to that faith, and when I went to California, I noticed a sudden urge in my energy. I started to eat better. I started to choose better foods and separate myself from certain foods. So I stopped eating foods that are toxic to my body, right? So even to this day, I'm like 16 years strong, no pork, okay? Uh, so I really gradually started to separate myself from eating certain foods and separating myself from certain people, certain negative energies. So going into like 2011 to like about 2014, oh, I became a different person. I started to snap into reality and take things for what it was, and I started learning a lot more about myself and learning how to forgive people and learning how to forgive me. Then, which is another example on how to forgive yourself. Okay, so you guys can really take notes on which reason is your best reason for manifesting things, but these are some of my best reasons on how I learned to manifest a great life for me and mine. Okay, I've learned to take responsibility for my actions. Okay, yep, I learned to take responsibility for my actions. Okay, what I did was wrong. I fucked up and I should never do it again. I apologize. It was absolutely unnecessary and out of place and a complete disrespect to our culture and to our family. And I will never do it again. I have truly learned the power of forgiveness and the art of allowing, okay? And because of that, I was able to be in a room with others who have hurt me. I was able to be in a room with others who have disrespected me and disregarded me, okay? And even for years, my mom died in 2005 and it's 2023. I think it took me up until 2015. So it took me at least about 11 years to release my anger towards my mom. Like it took me a very long time because I held on to so much resentment and I kept holding on and I didn't let it go. And even to this day, even though I forgive her, I don't let people forget my misery. Like, I still let people know, not to hurt others, but just to let people be aware that, especially members of the family, like, let them know, like, I apologize for what I've taken you through, but I was a hurt person back then. I was not myself. This, like, talking to me now is not the same as talking to me when I was like 16, 15 years old. The 15-year-old and the 16-year-old be like, whatever, bitch, come the fuck outside. I don't care. But this grown ass woman right here is gonna be like, look, this hurt me. I will cry about it and I get over it. It is what it is. It doesn't, because people think that because you're a spiritual person that you don't have a right to express yourself, or because you're religious that you don't have a right to express your pain or to say what's on your mind. And you do. I think that if you do not express your pain, or if you're not expressing how you feel, that you are a straight fraud. That's how I feel. And so I choose to be honest about my emotions. And I think that that's another great way to manifest anything that you desire. Because again, that is taking responsibility and acknowledging what you have done. And last but not least, my favorite way of manifestation is being of service. Okay. I've been saying this for a while, I've been saying it every year. Those of you who know me and love me know that I'm very good at this. I tell you guys this all the time. The best way of manifestation is to what? Let me say it. Being of service. Yes. You must be of service. Even when you're going through things, you must still go live. You must still promote your business. You must still be what God has called you to be. You better promote your business. You better live out loud. You better still share a hug. And you better still walk into work with a big old smile on your face. You got to live and be of service, honey. That is one of the biggest and best ways to manifest anything into your world. But if you want to manifest a real love into your world, I can tell you that too. Yep, I can. You The way I did it was you get a paper and a pen, and you write down not what you don't want. Okay, you don't write down what you don't want. You get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down everything that you deserve and everything that you want. You may say, I want a woman that's sophisticated, good education, smart, lovable, a great companion for me, understanding. But if you don't say, hey, I want a woman that's sexy, you can get a woman that's everything but sexy. I hate to break it to you like that, but it's true. When I got married, I ended up saying, I ended up saying, like, I knew what I wanted, and I wrote it down, and I honestly, even to this day, I feel like I'm not even sure if I was specific enough. But at that time in my life, I was definitely sure. So even manifesting love, I was honest. I said what I wanted, and I got exactly what I prayed for. Okay? So I wanted someone who was sweet, no baby mama drama, you ladies, you know how I feel, okay? I didn't want no type of headaches. I wanted someone with other qualities that I will not discuss here on YouTube. I just wanted a friend. I wanted someone who respects me, who's family oriented, and so many other things. Like it was like a whole list that I wrote. And I would never forget explaining that on my wedding day that they were exactly legit what the hell I asked for. Like, I was so serious. Like, I was so serious. Like, I wanted the universe to know exactly what I wanted, okay? And I was dating other people, seeing other people. And then this fella come along being like my best friend and stuff. And even then, I didn't take notice right away. I was just like, okay, cool. Like, he cool, all right, whatever, And then it just bugged me out, like how you can go from such like extreme situations to 10 years later, your life being nothing like it, Like, it's just interesting. I went through 8 years of pain and destruction and heartbreak and being homeless. But 10 years after that, even though I have gone through things, my life has been better because I have properly learned to discover my true thoughts and my true feelings. And I have not felt guilty about them. And I have not let no one else distract me from my true feelings. And I have truly learned what it's like to manifest the things that I desire. Even my finances, okay? Every single job that I've ever got within the last 10 years has been every type of job that I've always wanted. In 2016, I prayed and asked God, please show me my purpose. Please show me my purpose. Show me the type of job or the type of career that I need to embark on. Please show me what I need to do. Please show me who I need to surround myself around, where I need to be. And I promise you, I ended up finding not the best company that I wanted to be with, but I found out the best type of job that I should be working in, right? And guess what that was? Same thing I'm doing now. Teaching, learning, cooking, laughing. I have always been the type to obtain a position or a job because of the way that I speak and the way that I sound and because of my honesty. I've always obtained positions because of those things. But I wanted a position, like I got tired of working different jobs that was not fulfilling me. And so I literally would never forget this. I really broke down in my living room and I prayed for God to give me purpose, to show me my destiny, to show me what I'm meant to do. And when I put two and two together and all I think about is the one thing that I definitely enjoy doing is being of service. Like, I totally enjoy being of service. Whether that is me cooking, doing my music, doing my videos, I naturally just enjoy being of service. And it has helped me to help you guys understand the best way to manifest things into your world is through manifestation. And that comes with believing in yourself, a lot of hard work, not giving up on yourself, right? Being honest, living your life with full integrity, okay? Being good to other people. Yeah. I don't believe in vision boards and putting money on mirrors and all of that stuff. I don't believe in that type of stuff. To me, it's just another reminder that I don't have that. So what I like to do is just, if I want more money, even if I don't think I'm qualified, I'll apply for that job anyway, okay? Because I'm crazy enough like that. Even if I don't think I'm certified, I'm gonna apply anyway. I don't have that certification, sir, but I have no problem obtaining it. I have no problem being trained. Sometimes it's not about the certification that they want. They want people with attitude, people who mean well, people who can show that they are of service. I promise you, guys, and I'm going to leave you with this tip and I will go. The next time you go on an interview and they say, why should we hire you for this position? Or tell us a bit about yourself. I promise you, leave with this very example of, say this and thank me later. Go. I enjoy being of service. I believe in the community atmosphere. I believe that what I can bring to the table can bring about change in a way that we have not yet seen. Because I do believe in manifestation and I do believe in being of service. And if I can serve you just by typing up a letter, if I can serve you by cooking up a good old hot meal, if I can serve you by just packing a few lunches, if I can be of service just simply singing to you, then it is what it is. That is what God has called me to be. And so the next time you go into that interview, and they say, tell me a bit about yourself, or they say, why should we hire you? Remember what I just said. I enjoy being of service. And I promise you, you will get that job. You will get that job title that you have always dreamed of, because one thing that every employer loves to hear is a person that loves to be of service. That means that there is no hold, no barrier, nothing can come between you and your job, because you will love your job so much because you enjoy being of service, and you will continuously do what they ask you to do. So when you say, I enjoy being of service, they go, oh, okay. That's not something that pop up in interviews every now and then, okay? That's not something that they hear every day. So when you say something like that, they're going to look at you with a different mentality. And guess what? You just increased your income 5 times and you don't even know it yet. So go into the interview this week or next week or in the next 4 weeks, whenever you watch this video. When they say, tell me a little bit about yourself, oh, I'm just a young person from da-da-da-da. I enjoy being of service. I've always been for the people in the community. I love giving back, that type of thing. Employers love to hear that type of stuff. Okay? If you're looking for a real love or a nice date, and they say, tell me a bit about yourself. Well, tell them about yourself. Tell them your passions. Tell them things that really truly interest you. Tell them that you love to stand up for human rights. Tell them the truth. And I promise you, people like honesty. Even though they always may disguise it, they like it. So you must lead your life with integrity. Okay? That is one of the best ways to manifest what you desire. Okay? You must believe, you must have faith, live your life authentically, and to live a life full of integrity. Okay? And I promise you, you will not go wrong. All right? I love you guys. You better listen, be good to yourself, okay? Because there's nothing greater than meeting someone with full potential and you know what they're capable of. Okay? So guys, I love you. Have a good week. Wherever you are, all right? Bye. Uh-oh.